So this was day one of our trip. Currently sailing on day two, but I'm trying to figure out this damn voiceover thing. Beautiful start, pre-dawn. You can see the moon reflecting the sun's rising light, which the video just doesn't capture. It was ridiculously early. um, but we were originally setting out for uh, Stonington, Connecticut, and we ended up changing at the last minute. This is leaving the harbor. That is Boat Beach right there, and us pulling out in the morning. Before sun even come up, we had pulled out of the slip by like 4:45. Wanted to make some miles for the day, and didn't expect to do as well as we did. We ended up going 58 miles instead of like 43. It's coming up through the Noble. And as we got out past that cherry and web, there was a little family of ducks we almost ran over. Of course, people are already fishing out on the Noble. But what a beautiful harbor. We've, been lucky enough to be in the last few years. After living here my whole life, I really spent more time in the last few years out there than I have ever really. And of course, sunrise was no disappointment. We were coming past Elephant Rock Beach at this point. And they never get old. The video is great and all, but it just doesn't capture what really goes on out there. Like today, it's behind me right now. And of course, my crew, misses 90% of it because they snooze all freaking morning. Peanut doesn't really like to do much while we're sailing other than nap and hide under a blanket and shiver and snuggle with her mother. But yeah, the sunrise and the sunsets out here just never get old. I've watched more in the last few years than I have my entire life. I don't think it's a bad way to spend time. Yeah, Breakfast of Champions, Coke Zero, and Kodak cakes. And this is our first view of the Secana Point Lighthouse, which we're only, like, not even an hour, but if you look close, you can see the Newport Bridge in the background right here. Which, again, when you're out here, it's crystal clear, the video really doesn't do it justice. But if you got a boat, get your ass out there. This is like right up the friggin' coast. It's not a long shot to get there. And that's the Secana River Lighthouse again. Quick shot of it. And come past that West Island, you can see the ruins. If you see to the right and in front of the lighthouse there on that old, what they call West Island. Yep, Peanut still snoozing away there. We were making really good time. Motor sailed most of the day yesterday. Just wasn't enough wind. It's comfortable, but it keeps you from making really good time for sailing. And the price of diesel right now, who cares, And tons of fishing boats out there as usual. Again, the view is just so much better in person. But okay, I don't know how that's going to translate because I just had to stop recording so I could keep myself from hitting the buoy. I'm losing wind right now too on day two, so I'm going to motor it again, which is going to kill the sound on this. But anyways, that's Point Judith, which I wasn't expecting originally to get to until like noon. And we were there at 8:30 in the morning. That's when we really started recalculating the day, which is, that's typical sailing. Is no matter, that's Block Island right there. Now this is, most of you know, we lost my nephew Riley this winter, and his big thing was walking on the beach and collecting sea glass, and we do it often now, going to his gravesite and stuff. And my son was talking to me a couple weeks ago when we were walking, picking it up, and had said, it takes 8-10 years to make sea glass out in the ocean. Being my kid with little fun facts, that was something that Riley had told him. So I started thinking about, we had originally planned on going down the coast and collecting it and sending it back to my sister and my brother-in-law, so we could collect sea glass from the Eastern Seaboard and, send it to them. A little something, just stupid stuff. But then I started thinking about we can legally dump when we're far enough away from shore glass overboard, and I just figured, dump it out there 8, 10, 15 years from now. Maybe some of this stuff will wash up on shore. Some little kid will find some pieces, and maybe it'll have the same effect on him it did on my nephew, and that'll be a little piece of him carrying on. So that's what we're doing. Anyways, this is Watch Hill. Wow, Watch Hill. When we were first getting close, I don't know if this was down in Connecticut, but it's right near the border, and the houses out here are insane. It's an awesome lighthouse right past it. I mean, that's like a beach club or something right now. It's insane. Just tons of freaking money out here. And that's the views that you get from the coastline. So what I always like goes down is you can see the best. That's the lighthouse off of Watch Hill. The best views of the best places. It's like having, you know, backstage passes to all the coolest spots in the world. All you gotta do is roll up in your boat. But this is where we come into our longest island. That's Fisher Island, to the left. And, but again, just spectacular views out here. But we're just killing it. I'll get better at making these videos as time goes on. Obviously, I think it takes a little bit too much time stuff. But you guys wanted this, so I'm doing it. So shut up. And we continued on through Long Island Sound. This was the cove we ended up in off of Niantic, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I'm so glad we ended up here over Stonington. Stonington would have been nice. Would have been behind the breakwater. Would have had, you know, the town to explore and everything. But this is just what we love. It's remote. There's nobody else here. Lida's on her phone, of course. And we got to land on the beach, you know, cruise around in the dinghy a little bit and take Peanut for beach walks, which is her favorite thing in the world to do. She does love riding around the dinghy and landing everywhere. Just bounces back and forth, looking in the water, every little thing. She loves to check out the crabs, the fish, everything like that. It's just fun to watch her. It's fun to do everything, but little nut goes crazy, and by the time we hit the shore, she like leaps out of the boat. It's kind of great. Yeah, obviously we're obsessed with our dog, so yeah, shut up. But we ended up taking her in and spent a couple hours walking around after, you know, being cooped up in the boat for a while. I mean, we managed to get workouts in the boat and stuff like that. We use band exercise, stuff like that. I got an exercise bike out here. And that's where we anchored, out in between the islands and the beach. It's a beautiful anchorage. I wouldn't really recommend it for overnight stay because it does stay kind of roly-poly. It was well protected, but the way the boat positions, the swells kind of come in a little bit sideways, and it makes the boat rock all night. And if there is anything even slightly out of place, you'll hear it rolling back and forth and all kinds of stuff, which, yeah, if you're sensitive to stuff like that, you're going to be awake all night. Unfortunately, it wasn't too bad last night. I slept pretty good. Woke up at like 3:15 this morning and went at it by like 3:30. There's Peanut, of course, just exploring every little thing. She's such an island dog and so curious about everything. Playful as heck. She loves bouncing on the water. I didn't catch any pictures of it, but you'll get her sometimes. She goes in the water and she'll blow bubbles with her nose. But she had a blast here. She's gotten better about getting on and off the boat. She's still totally sketchy and all that, but she's getting better at it. She just hated the slip we were in Westport this year because it was really tough getting out. It was a powerboat slip, and it's not set up with a fingerling like the sailboat slips have, so it was kind of tough for her getting in and out of the boat. But anyways, we explored this little area, and I think these are the last of the video clips, and the rest are just some still frame shots. No, more video. Huh, I lied. Yeah, this is up on top of the rock in the middle of it. There's like kind of like a private beach club, it looked like, over further, and we went there waiting to get kicked out. But We didn't. You can see how the swells kind of come in right there. They're not very big, but it does make the boat roll a little bit because we ended up sideways to it a little. When you hit them head on, the boat just kind of eases over them. It doesn't really do much. But yeah, this is the two of them all day long. Peanut just loving life. It's one of the marker at the outside of Narragansett Bay. That was Block Island again. Point Judith, Block Island, Watch Hill, and I forget which island that was, but there was another lighthouse. Yeah, there's me living it up. Being the stretch monster, stretching like doing a yoga, and Lida driving the boat. She gets some good timing. And this is just still shots from that little cove we're in Niantic. And the Peanut. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, Lida wanted to have a little like date night out here, so I needed a haircut. And we were trying it while the boat's rolling. And it got a little scary. I wasn't sure what was happening. She only ripped out a few clumps of hair, but I was more, and it worked out good in the end. Our sunset got blocked by an island, totally weak, but still beautiful night. And that's it. More tomorrow.